All right, Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all praise, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. All right. And today's lesson is entitled The Lord's Judgment Against the Well-Favored Harlot. All right, which is dealing with America, Babylon the Great. All right. And that title of the lesson came to me as I was reading the book of Nahum, the 3rd chapter, which is dealing with ancient Nineveh. All right. And in that chapter, that can be applied to America, Babylon the Great, because America imitates or follows after the ways of these different empires from, these ancient times, such as Egypt, Sodom and Gomorrah. America is also known as spiritual Basra, Assyria, so on and so forth. So as you see on the screen right here is a lesson done by the beloved elder apostle Arimlob. And he titled this lesson, "The Great Whore Will Be Stoned and Burnt." Okay, that's another name for America in Revelation, the 17th chapter. All right, and Nahum is known as the well-favored harlot. And in Revelation, the 17th chapter is known as the great whore, and also the great city. All right. And in this lesson, the elder apostle brought out a few precepts dealing with the judgment of, one was in the book of Leviticus dealing with, if the daughter of the priest who played the whore, she was burned by fire. And the other one dealing with the token of virginity in the book of, I think, Deuteronomy he brought out, which she was stoned. So in the scriptures, America is known as a woman, as a harlot, a whore, or adulteress, all right, who has many lovers. All right, so I want to go to the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1, and then I'm going to jump on down. And again, as you see right here, it says Nineveh's complete ruin. All right, and that's what's going to happen to America, all right, in 1 hour. All right, it says, oh yeah, I want to do this too. I want to get the definition real quick for the word whore in the etymology. All right. It says Old English whore. I hope I said that right. It says prostitute, harlot. All right. Fornication, Old Norse, hora, which is adulteress. All right, you scroll on down, it says whores, adulterer, and fornicator. Commit adultery. You pretty much get the point. So this is the book of Nahum, chapter 3, verse 1. It says, "Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not." And it says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, again, which is dealing with America, Babylon the Great. And Lord's will, in a second, I'm going to get Revelation 17. It says, "The mistress of witchcrafts that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts." All right. So now I want to go to Revelation 17, verse 1. And in the book of Revelation is dealing with the apostle John, who's on the Isle of Patmos, receiving a series of visions. All right. And if you go into that word vision in the Latin, videre, it means to see. All right. Matter of fact, I think um, if you go into it's not right there. Okay. I thought the Greek word idol was right there, but in the Greek you have the word idol, um, which means to see. All right. Again, the word vision means to see. And that's how the Lord spoke to his servants, the prophets. All right. That's they have the secrets of the Lord. Matter of fact, let me get this real quick in Amos chapter 3, verse 7. It says, surely the Lord power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants, the prophets. And the servants, the prophets, they're the mouthpiece of the Lord. And their job is to eat the roll, which is the scriptures, and to teach the whole nation of Israel. All right. They're constantly on the highways and the byways, week in, week out, blowing the trumpet. All right, sounding the alarm of danger, of war, that basically judgment is on the way. Repent before it's too late. All right. So again, this is the Apostle John on the Isle of Patmos receiving a series of visions of the future judgment that's going to play on America. All right. All right, Revelation 17, verse 1. And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. All right. And again, in this chapter, America is known as the great whore, and Nahum is known as the well-favored harlot. All right. And what is that judgment going to be by way of? The nuclear destruction. All right. And the Lord is also going to bring the chariots, which is also in the scriptures. All right. That's in the book of Zechariah. All right. The curse that goeth to and fro, roughly paraphrasing, and then the plague, which is the missiles. All right. And the many waters, if you go to verse 15, it says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. All right, so America is the top nation on the planet Earth right now. All right, like I remember the brother Bayan, he made a beautiful correlation. He said this a while ago. He's the head of our camp. He made a beautiful correlation with David and Goliath. And Goliath was a mighty warrior. And, David, being the age that he was, people were laughing at him, because, he was but a child at that time. And Goliath, he was a mighty warrior. He was, his physical stature, everything about him was just fierce. But with David, he had the spirit of the Lord with him. And he used that slingshot, that rock, to kill Goliath, and then he chopped his head off. Well, the correlation that the brother made, if I'm saying this correctly, Goliath is like America, all right, and that stone being Yahushai, all right. So, and that's what the elder apostle said too. That stone being Yahushai. He said that in his lesson. So America's gonna go down, man. America, the mighty and proud nation is gonna go down. All right. It says, verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. And what is that going into? The philosophies of America, the religion, Christianity that's being pushed. Now, not all nations, deal with Christianity, but, I think a while ago, I forgot the numbers, but in school, like Christianity was like the was the top religion on the world. And then I think underneath that was Islam. That bugged out. Christianity and Islam, these different religions are bugged the hell out, man. Through the different hell doctrine, fables, so on and so forth. That's a different topic another time, but uh democracy is another philosophy. And I can't say this last one really, but the alphabet people. All right. And fornication is really spiritual adultery. All right. Let me continue. It says, so he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. All right. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. So again, America is that top decked out nation on the planet Earth. And all these different nations, they come from their different countries to do business with America. They got to learn the English. I don't know what the hell I just said, but they got to learn the English language. Their apparel that they wear, suit and ties. So on and so forth. All right. So again, the judgment that's going to come to America, Babylon the Great, is nuclear destruction. Um, this is Revelation chapter 18, verse. I saw that verse 5. This whole chapter is pretty good, and again, other chapters that perfectly link up with Revelation 18 is Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51, Isaiah 13, which all of those chapters are visions dealing with different prophets prophesying against America. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me get this precept. This is Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war, which we're in the age of rumors of wars. All right, World War III is on the way. But, through the proper teaching, through our elder apostles on down, we know through the spirit that World War III can't happen. The third woe can't happen until the implementation of Revelation 13 and 16 on down, which is a physical mark. It's not nothing to do with spiritual. Spiritual. All right. Ezekiel, the 9th chapter, is dealing with the spiritual mark, which is exemption from judgment, the Tawah. All right. The elect, they're going to have that. All right. Starting with this truth, this knowledge and wisdom. All right. Again, it says, prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war. All right. We're blowing that trumpet. All right. We're in the time of war and of evil, which is bad times, Jacob's trouble, and of pestilence. And I think a few elders this week, they went into an article or something like that dealing with the CDC, dealing with golly, I can't even, it's in my head, but it's not coming off my tongue. Something dealing with the plague. And the word plague is synonymous with pestilence. All right. So, man, Babylon the Great is on borrowed time, man. It's on borrowed time, and it's about to get destroyed, man. And here you have it. These devils, they think within their proud mind that their kingdom is going to last forever. That's false. All right. So I want to go to Revelation 18, verse 5. And I think, I'm going to close out because this is not supposed to be a long, drawn out lesson, something quick and straight to the point. It says, Revelation 18 and 5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Lord have remembered her iniquities. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled, fill to her double. How she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen. And that word, as I was reading this, I remember the elder apostle Ramlab a while ago, really all the elder apostles, that word queen means prostitute as well. All right, Quean. All right, an impudent or ill-behaved girl or woman, and then you see prostitute. All right, so you can't get away from it, man. This is prophecy, man, and prophecy don't lie. Prophecy don't lie, man. It says, for she saith in her heart, which is your mind, I sit a queen and am no widow, I shall see no sorrow. Again, Psalms the 49th chapter, their inward parts, they think that their kingdom is going to continue forever, roughly paraphrasing. All right. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day. All right. Plagues, the missiles, the chariots. All right. Isaiah the 66th chapter, Revelation chapter 1, verse 7, different precepts that I lost my train of thought. There's different precepts that's dealing with the plagues that's going to come upon America. Just like ancient Egypt, you had the 10 plagues of Egypt, which 10 is a completion of, it's also a number of completion. All right. And one of the plagues was the plague of hail. Well, guess what? The modern day hail is going to be the missiles. It says, therefore shall her plagues come in one day, death and mourning and famine. That's on a small scale right now. Suddenly shall the storehouses appear empty, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord power who judgeth her. And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning. Verse 10, here's the point. It says, standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, alas, alas, that great city Babylon, which Babylon means confusion. You got plenty of confusion going on, man. What's that scripture? Sweet is for bitter and bitter is for sweet. This is the land of the shadow of death, man. It's just nothing but confusion. There's no order in this land. All right. It says that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. All right. 60 minutes. And again, the judgment, which is going to be by way of the missiles, 200 million missiles. And matter of fact, let me go ahead and get it, man. Revelation 9 came to mind. That was the first precept that came to mind. Revelation 9 and 15, and the 4 angels were loose, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year for to slay the third part of man, which is dealing with Esau, Edom, so-called white men. All right, you got 3 classes of men. And the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them, and thus I saw the horses in a vision, and them that sat on them, having the breastplates of fire and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issue fire and smoke and brimstone. By these 3 was the third part of men killed, by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issued out of their mouths. For their power is in their mouth and in their tails, for their tails were like unto serpents and had heads, and with them they do hurt. Let me see. Yeah, I might as well continue all the way down. And the rest of the men which were not killed by these plagues, yet repented not of the works of their hands, that they should not worship devils and idols of gold and silver and brass and stone and of wood, which neither can see nor hear nor walk, neither repented they of their murders, nor of the sorceries, nor of their fornication, nor of their thefts. So this is the final judgment that's going to happen to America, Babylon the Great. And unless you're written in the book of life and you're a part of the elect, you're SOL, man. All right, your reward is going to be stuck down here and destroyed by these missiles. All right, so pretty much that's all I have through this. Actually, no, I gotta read verse 5 back in Nahum, the 3rd chapter, 5 and 6, and then I'm gonna close out. This is Nahum chapter 3, verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame, and I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and I will set thee as a gazing stock. All right, so that's pretty much all I have through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. I hope y'all brothers and few sisters were edified, and, newcomers that are coming into this knowledge, Lord willing, you were edified. And with that, I want to say shalom.